Feeling yourself.
It's it hasn't really kicked in yet. Still hasn't really become reality. But it's just kind of speechless.
Wicked,
I was at the gym last night, just thanking everyone. There's actually 9 of us that fought on the weekend, not just the UFC guys, but we had a fight night on internal on the Saturday night. So we had 9 guys, 9 wins. Unbelievable. Yeah, bro. Massive week biggest weekend we've had. And all got the wins, so amazing place to be. And we're all there last night, just thanking everyone, thanking all the coaches, all just coming together. So
that's so cool.
And that's your first UFC card in Auckland, right? The last UFC Auckland, you weren't signed to the UFC yet.
I was campaigning and I missed out.
That's right.
I was there front row.
How was it, bro? How was I didn't go. I didn't see the fights because I had to work on Sunday. Yeah. But I heard a bit of audio from Dan Hooker's fight, and the energy in the stadium sounded crazy.
Best crowd I've ever fought in front of. It's like, this is what dreams are made of, you know? Like, I visualized this for so long that when it actually happened, it felt like deja vu. Like, the little details were exactly what I was dreaming about. But when I walked out with the flag to Poirier, and then because Poirier hits, everyone knows Poirier, every generation, you know, the old heads to, you know, even now. So I was the third fight. It was 11 o'clock. People just finished having their breakfast.
Yeah.
But once that song kicked in, everyone stood up and everyone just got behind me, and now it's a party, you know. Just here to put it on and have fun.
But I'm so happy for you, bro. I'm just sitting here watching you, buzzing out on your achievements.
Appreciate
and
it,
I feel like I was, you know, not a part of it, but as a fan watching it, it's just really cool to see. How did your fight go down? Like, was there extra nerves? Were you more prepared than ever? Like, what was it like going into it this weekend, man?
So coming into this fight, I was coming off a loss. I just fought in December, so quick turnaround, only 10 weeks. But I only just lost my last one. It could have gone either way. So I didn't really dwell on the loss too long. And the best thing for me was just to get back in there. So I didn't have a New Year's, I didn't have a Christmas. I've been training right through. So to go back to back, it's quite draining because there's no mental break. You just got to be on again. But I knew what was to come, and it's easy to sacrifice all those things because when it all works out, you know, it's something beautiful. So it was weird though. I didn't feel, there were so many people I knew there, so much family came, friends, so much, I guess, pressure on myself. But when I was making that walkout, I didn't feel any of it. I was just like,
it was like you're meant to be there, bro.
I was just in that flow state, you know. It's a weird thing, and it's a beautiful thing because you don't you can channel it and you can use that energy of the stadium to perform at your best.
Yeah.
So when I was in there, I was just feeding off each other, and then having Eugene in my ear just saying, you know, don't let it take away from you. Use it, harness it. Your opponent's going to be feeling all that pressure. And that's just how I was in there. So I was in there real clear-headed. I knew the game plan. I knew what I had to do. Just had to stay on. Just had to turn up pretty much.
That's dope, man.
And that's what we did. Yeah.
It might be a little bit early to ask this question, but I'm going to ask it anyways, bro, because I feel like I'm just curious to know. So you got the win at UFC Auckland over the weekend.
Yeah.
Have you thought about who you want to take on next?
Of course, you got to be looking at your next opponent. Actually, this weekend is a flyweight title. So 1 and 2 are fighting each other. Joseph Benavidez and Figueroa. They're fighting for the vacant flyweight title, which is my division. So I'll be watching that fight very closely because these guys are potential opponents. I'm number 8. I'm guessing I'm going to go up in the rankings a few spots. So, you know, there's only a few guys left in front of me. I would love to run that one back, the guy that I lost to, Brandon Moreno. Alexander Pantoja, I fought him in the Ultimate Fighter. He's number 4. He doesn't have a fight. So there's a few guys there that all make sense. So it's a good place to be, bro. Starting 2020 the right way. Me, Dan, and Brad all winning, 3-peat, defending the land for Aotearoa. So
yeah, man.
Exciting times. Izzy's on next week in Vegas. I'm going to go over and support the bros. So
dope.
Bro, it's an exciting time for us.
It was cool because on Friday we had Giannis call up the show from CKB. He was the boys are looking so sharp. They're so ready for this weekend. Yeah. And it was crazy watching, man, because I didn't catch the whole thing. I caught Dan Hooker's fight up at Andy's Burgers. And straight away he's like head and shoulders above Paul Felder in terms of striking, just his feints coming out. But the one thing that I feel like was unexpected was Paul Felder's heart. Like 4th round, he kind of came through.
Finished strong.
Bro, it was crazy, man. Is that something that you kind of? I don't know if you can even expect that level of heart from an opponent, but
him and Dan are both cut from the same kind of cloth, you know. like both family men, both trying to put food on the table for their family, and I feel like that just brings a different level to it, when it is just another meaning, because you're fighting with purpose, not just for yourself. And this fight was massive for them, because the winner of that fight is fighting top 5, which is only killers now, Poirier, Khabib, Ferguson, Conor McGregor. So now Dan is in that bracket, that top 5 now.
That's so cool, man.
2020, bro. There's two world title holders at our gyms. You could be 4, so it's all right in front of us. So
yeah, man.
Defended the land. It was a massive week for us. Starting the week at Odaki Marae and the Porphyry. That really set the tone for the week. I guess that refocus why we do this, and we brought our teammates that have passed away, brought their photos to the Porphyry and put them next to us, and we sat with the elders and they welcomed us on, and then we sat with them, and then we welcomed on all the rest of the foreigners and the other UFC fighters, and I felt they went extra harder on the haka just to intimidate them a little bit more, but it was amazing just to be there, and that really kind of solidified we could really absorb all that mana and all and that warrior spirit to channel it to what was to come, and
you did.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, you did, man. Straight up, CKB's making New Zealand proud, bro. We're all very proud of you guys, and best of luck this weekend for Izzy. Let the bro know we're all obviously rooting for him.
Thanks, bro.
You go.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I want to take it back to when Volkanovski fought against Holloway.
Yeah.
I heard I think it was a podcast or a radio show, and Eugene was talking about how the leg kick was instrumental in taking a bit of reach away from him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying give away any secrets this weekend, but is there any game plan similar to that up Izzy's sleeve for the fight against?
So that kick everyone's doing is called a calf kick.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're a strong puncher and you got good boxing, the best way to neutralize that is to take their legs out, because if you can't put weight on your feet, on your front foot, then you can't throw power on your shots. Yeah. So even in Dan's fight, he was doing that on Paul Felder. My fight, I was doing it to my guy. So it's something that you need to train, because it is hard technique to get down pat, and there is
it easy to check as well.
It is. If you get it wrong and you kick their knee, then you can really hurt your ankle. So it only takes 1 or 2. Yeah.
I'm just like thinking of a leg kick or a calf kick or whatever. I'm like, hell no, would I want that on my legs? No, thank you.
I had to learn the hard way. I got calf kicked really bad in Japan about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I couldn't walk, bro. Like, I had to switch stance, and then after the fight, bro, I had to be in a wheelchair for like a week. It still hurts now, bro. Like certain spots on my shin.
Do you remember the fighter who did it?
Yeah, Japanese guy. We're friends now, but
yeah. Far out, man.
Hey, I reckon one quick question, because we got to wrap it up here, bro. So obviously the city kickboxing vibe is massive right now. A lot of people are into UFC and MMA, but I feel like maybe in New Zealand as well, people are a bit shy. You know, nice. They don't want to go to the gym, or they don't want to say, I don't want to feel like I'm jumping on board a wave that's already established. Yeah. What do you say to people like that are sitting there thinking, I want to try MMA, I'd love to train at city kickboxing, but I'm a little bit shy? Is it like that? Is the vibe like that at the gym, or are they really welcoming? Is it okay for newcomers to come in and train and try out MMA?
Yeah. Oh, of course, man. Like, there's no how you walk into the gym, there's so many different stories of how you end up here, but it's all walks of life. So like we've talked before, I started MMA because I used to get bullied. I used to be in a very vulnerable headspace, and I wanted to build more confidence, and I just said, I need to get down there, and then that was the best decision I've ever made. So if you come down on any given night at our gym at City Kickboxing, the beginners are all training with the pros or mingling. There's no intimidation, there's no ego. It's just family environment. You see kids running around. Everyone's just there to learn, there to get better, and they're just for the same kind of goal, just to better their lives. So you always walk out the gym feeling better. So
cool. It's
kind of like therapy, or whatever you got going on in your life, you use that as a way to kind of cope and get through it, and use it as a tool. So yeah, always welcome. Anyone's always welcome at our gym, even if we've got guys that we've fought before. Now they train at our gym.
Yeah.
Last night, Izzy was sparring Rob Wilkinson. He fought him in his UFC debut, and now they're training together. So it's a beautiful thing about martial arts. Yeah. I posted a story on my photo in my story about Paul and Dan at the hospital together, on next to each other, side by side, and then fist bumping each other, all beaten up and all bloody, but that's just martial arts.
That's so cool.
Oh, that's really cool to hear that come out of your mouth too, as well. Saying everybody's welcome at Auckland City Kickboxing. Thank you so much for your time this morning, bro.
Always a pleasure, man.
Have a great time over in Vegas.
Yeah, buddy.
Beautiful morning, yeah, the sun in my morning.